My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETHGlobal, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you here in Cannes. This is our conference. Those of you who know what ETHGlobal is, we're known for doing two things. We run hackathons and summits all across the world, both in person and async. And this is one of our pre-hackathon events where we cover all the interesting things that are happening in the Web3 ecosystem. Every Solidity developer knows that a smart contract starts with the word pragma. It's not just the beginning of a developer's journey, but for us, it's a call towards pragmatism. Now, the goal here is to tell you about what the future is going to look like with all the things that are happening in this space. And we do this by setting this whole event up in a slightly unique way. Our goal is to bring Web3 to a much bigger audience. And a lot of people here are not developers, and that's kind of what's super cool about it, because we want to make sure that you understand what the developers are working on. And the part that makes us different is that this event is set up to be a single day, single track event, which means everything that we're going to talk about is going to happen here. You don't have to worry about doing two parallel sessions or going to a different room. Everything happens here. Every speaker is also the person in charge of that project, which is super interesting because you get to hear from the people who are making these things happen and making the final decisions. Our focus is going to be on the future. We're going to talk about all the things that we've learned from the past, but every speaker and every conversation is going to talk about what's next and how to look at the past and retrospective views on all the things we've done to make better decisions in the future. And because we know not everybody's a developer, most things here will remain non-technical. There's going to be 2 to 3 talks that'll cover some technical topics in terms of how a complex technical problems get solved, whether it's on indexing data on chain to MEV, but the talks themselves are going to be still beginner friendly, so you don't have to worry about knowing how to code or any other specifics. And the speakers are going to do a really good job at explaining to you some of these terms. So there's going to be 17 talks today. There's 12 individual sessions and 5 interviews. We're going to bring all these speakers on. Everybody here is going to be on this stage, and we'll give you an overview of what today's agenda looks like. Everybody kind of got this postcard. It has the agenda at the back. You can also see everything on the website. We encourage you to kind of check out everything, and you can see all the information about this event on ethglobal.com/pragma. So let's talk about what today is all about. Well, we have over 400 attendees from 40 countries, a pretty interesting number. Obviously, we're here from all different parts of the world. And I also want to thank 6 of our amazing partners who are outside. We're ready to share about what they're excited about and what you can understand about what they're doing in this space. So please join me in giving a big round of applause to Fluence, OpenLedger, Worlds, Aurora, Envio, and IOSG Ventures. They're here. They get to talk to you. You get to see what's going on in their world. And I also want to quickly thank people who bought the Cannes pack. About 60% of you, just close to 60% of you, bought the pack instead of just the ticket. And to me, that's super exciting. It's a very consistent pattern we're seeing. And we're trying to basically bring more on-chain experiences by blending that with the off-chain world. So if you bought the pack, not only do you got access to Pragma and a bunch of things like Uber credits, a bunch of guaranteed access to side events, co-working space access in the back here, and additional stuff like hotel discounts and other perks. We're trying to make it more and more easy for all of you to see that Web3 is ready for you to use directly on chain. And this is a new perimeter that we're excited about. Everything that we're doing this year has a pack association to it, and it's meant to be available for anybody to hack on as well. You can just include things. It's a simple 721 contract. You get to do any logic yourself if you're a developer in the room, and we want this thing to be open and for everybody to play with. You can learn more about all of this thing on packs. And similar to the city pack for this event and this week, we also have ETHGlobal Plus. This is a way for you to get access to everything that ETHGlobal is doing in all parts of the world, and that includes anywhere from access to every single Pragma event to eSIM credits for international roaming, Uber credits that work all across the globe, a bunch of other things, including things like getting access to airport lounges and hundreds of side events and hundreds of happy hours this entire year. This is one of these things that we're doing to help people stay more involved with the rest of the community. And we have a booth outside that you can learn more about by just talking to anybody on the ETHGlobal team. And we really encourage you to check out ETHGlobal Plus and head over to ethglobal.com/plus. The other cool thing here is that everybody has a wristband as part of the audience member. And each wristband has a special chip that is a Ethereum wallet for the person wearing it. This chip can sign messages, it can sign transactions, you can receive crypto, and you get to take this home with you and play with it anytime in the future. All you need to do is just use your phone and just a browser. It'll scan like a normal NFC. And it's also customized to the person. So not only can you send crypto to each of these wristbands, if you scan someone else's wristband, you will be able to connect with them directly post-event, and they get to share their contact information with you. So we really encourage all of you to try this out. You just have to tap someone else's wristband, and everything happens on the browser. So let's give you a quick overview of what today's schedule is like, and we'll kind of start right away. We're going to start off with our first talk from Sergey from OneEngine. He's going to talk about all the things that you can see in making cross-chain a lot more simpler. We're going to then have a fireside chat with Roham from Dapper Labs, and we're going to talk about how to think about consumer crypto now in 2025. Ismail is going to talk about how we can build more trusted infrastructure without needing to necessarily trust the code itself and the software, and how ZK kind of blends into all of these things. Then Anthony is going to talk about how to think about better ways to enhance governance through Aragon. Then Howard from Provable is going to talk about privacy being the new norm for sending money on chain and how we can have actual private transactions. Then John is going to talk about indexing things at a lightning scale, which is we have so much on-chain data, and to really make sense of it, which is terabytes of data, and doing it fast, how can we actually get advantages around this whole experience? Then Muriel is going to talk about building a global scale memory and how they're using really advanced techniques to actually help make a really big world computer that has a lot more context than the smart contract platforms we know. We're going to take a quick lunch break, and we're going to resume by having a fireside chat with Sunny, and we're going to talk about all things Aave is doing with their version 4.0 release. Then Grigor is going to talk about, well, very interesting thing, which is the future of Web3 is not blockchain, and this should be a very interesting perspective that we're going to hear. And Sergey from Chainlink is going to be here telling you all about his views on institutional side of DeFi and what they're seeing from their end and how we can think about the future with big financial institutions. Then Marek is going to talk to you about the first proven network testnet that Celo just launched, which is the Eclair testnet, and all the cool things that come with them using SP1 and EigenDA. We're going to have another fireside chat with Ilya talking about all things in crypto and AI and just what's actually happening and what we can expect in the near future. Then Shay is going to talk about what's the latest in the world of MEV and why you should be optimistic about it. We're going to take a quick break so you get to relax and talk to others as well. And then the last block of today is going to be Mike talking about how wallets and AI can actually commingle and make things a lot more headless. We're going to continue the AI trend and talk about how open LLMs are making things a lot easier for developers in this space. And then Yaniv is going to talk about the first user-owned browser Geo that they've been working on for the last couple of years. And we're going to end the day with a fireside chat with Vitalik. And we're going to talk about all things that's interesting to him and what's on his mind. So that's the agenda. Everything is on the website. I'm going to stop talking, and we're going to jump right in to our very first talk of the day